This rain is crazy. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna push through and hope that my voice gets picked up even a little bit. Hi, it's Summer, and happy day one of the X's and O's Readathon. This is actually the second year that we're doing this readathon. My friend Jessie is the creator of it. So Jessie's the host, and I'm a co-host along with a few of our other friends, Gwen, Lena, and Jordan. I will link everyone in the description. This is a Valentine's Day themed readathon. You can obviously read romance, but it's not just a romance readathon. You can read whatever you want. So I just wanted to intro this vlog and show you my TBR and stuff. I thought that I would explain really quick though why I'm filming this in the car with a ton of rain happening. My brother-in-law lives with us right now because he's going to our local university and he's from out of state. And I feel kind of funny like filming in our house. And he doesn't have very many like in-person classes this semester. So there's not a lot of time where he's like out of the house that I can film. So he's home like all day today. But my husband Travis has a job interview right now. So I figured I would drive with him to the interview, hang out in the car while he's inside, and film this clip here. I did not think the rain would be this bad. It is literally so rainy today. Like, we don't get rain like this very often. So this weather is like actually insane. I love it. Not so much for like trying to film a talking clip, but it's the perfect like atmosphere for getting some reading done. Also, I have to talk about my haircut because I'm literally obsessed. I think at this point there are a couple of clips in another video with me with this short of hair, but this is like the first like entire like actual video of me with my short hair. I love it. It was a much needed change for me. It gave me like an instant confidence boost, which I really needed. My cousin Allie, who also has a Bookstagram account, I'll link her in the description too. We're all hairdressers in my family. Like, we have so many hairdressers in my family. So it's really nice whenever I want to do a big chop, all I have to do is be like, hey girl, do you want to chop my hair off? So she was super nice and cut my hair for me a couple days ago. Anyway though, let me tell you what I'm gonna be reading this week. Gwen and I are on Team O's, Jordan and Lena are on Team X's, and Jessie is a double agent. I'm actually wearing the double agent color today, but don't let this fool you. I'm a Team O, Team Pink. Each team has their own prompts, so I'm going to be telling you what I'm going to be reading for the Team O prompts. I brought my books with me. Also, I brought my 2 paperbacks that I'm going to be reading in my Team O's exclusive X's and O's book sleeve from Take It and Sleeve It. It's literally so pretty and it's sparkly, like I'm obsessed. One of the prompts is to read a book with pink on the cover. So I'm going to be reading Snapdragon by Kate Lee. This cover is super cute. I really like the illustration style. I have no idea what this book is about. It's a graphic novel though, and I really like to read graphic novels during readathons because I just feel like it helps me keep my momentum going. It helps me feel really accomplished to like finish a book really quickly. My friend Sandra actually just barely gifted me this off of my Amazon wishlist for my birthday. My birthday's this week actually. It's technically after the readathon, it's on the 7th, but I feel like this is just gonna be a really fun week with the readathon happening and my birthday. But this was a really fun like early birthday present surprise from Sandra, so I'm really excited to read it. This one has pink on the cover with the writing. One of the next prompts is to read a romantic comedy. So I'm going to be reading The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I don't actually know if this is technically like a romantic comedy. I feel like most romances, especially with these types of covers, it's gonna have at least like a little bit of like some comedy in it. Maybe some fun like banter between the characters or something. I've never read from this author before, but I've heard really good things. But I just don't really know what to expect from her books as far as like humor and stuff. This is also the last book that I need to finish for another video that I'm working on, so this will be good. It will help me get 2 things done with just 1 book. This one is a magical realism romance about the main character. I think her name is Clementine. I love that name so much. She inherits her late aunt's apartment, which is kind of magical. So one day when she goes to the apartment, there's a man living there that lived in the apartment 7 years in the past, and they're kind of interacting with each other. I think he's a chef. I just really feel like I'm gonna love this, and I'm really excited to read it. The next prompt is to read a book with flowers on the cover. So I'm going to be reading Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I actually started this on audio yesterday, and I only have like 2 hours left or something like that, so I'm definitely gonna finish it today. This has some flowers on the cover. I want to say these are irises because the main character, or like the main female character in this book, is named Iris, and I think the guy's name is Roman. This cover is actually like perfect for this book because I'm pretty sure these are like typewriter keys, and then like the irises. I just feel like it's a really good cover for this book. This is like a historical fiction fantasy about 2 rival journalists and there is a war happening in this world between gods. So it does have some kind of like fantasy elements. Roman and Iris are actually connected in kind of a magical way. They have these magical typewriters that have been passed down through their families that are connected, so anything that they type on these typewriters they can send to each other no matter where they are. It starts out with Iris writing something and sliding it under a wardrobe, and then Roman is able to receive it and read it. So they start a correspondence with each other. He knows who she is, but she doesn't know who he is. And they're kind of enemies in the beginning, so that's like a really fun kind of like dynamic that's going on. Iris has a brother who is serving in this war that's happening, and she wants to go and try and find him, but she also wants to kind of help with the war efforts. So she's gonna go to the front lines of the war and write about it as like a wartime journalist, so that she can help inform the public back at home about what's actually happening. And that's currently where I'm at in the story. I'm enjoying this so far, but I'm not having like 5-star feelings or anything. And I feel kind of like weird and bad saying that because this is such like a well-loved and super hyped book. I'm hoping that like the second half will like really wow me and that I'll really like it. At this point, it's feeling like a 3.5 or a 4, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated. I do have another book that I'm gonna be reading this week that doesn't really fit for any of the prompts. I could maybe get it to fit for like flowers on the cover, even though it just has like plants on the cover, not flowers specifically. But it's House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas, or Crescent City No. 3. I'm almost halfway through it, which I'm really proud of myself because I'm like completely physically reading it on my Kindle. I'm having a really good time so far. There are some perspectives that I'm not really like as excited about. I kind of just want to go back to certain characters. Overall though, I'm having a good time. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job of like keeping characters and places and all of that like straight in my mind. That's all I'm gonna say about it though, because I don't want to like accidentally spoil anything or anything like that, but I will just say I'm really enjoying it so far. So this is my TBR for the week as of right now. I'm really excited about all of these books. Also, I forgot to mention that Divine Rivals is actually my in-person book club pick, and we're actually meeting in a couple of days on Saturday to discuss it. So that's kind of what helped me pick it for this readathon, was that I needed to read it this week before book club. I'm really excited to discuss this with everyone. Well, I'm glad the rain calmed down for at least part of this clip. So I guess now I just sit here and wait for Travis to get done with the interview. I'm kind of thinking that I might start the 7-year slip just because I really need to make this one a priority. It's a few hours later, and I thought I would just give you a quick update. I'm on chapter 38 of 45 of Divine Rivals. It says that I have about an hour left in the audiobook, and like I'm still having a good time, but I'm just not liking it as much as I feel like I should, and it's kind of pissing me.
As if you had been waiting to hear a word strike.
Excuse me. I like the characters and their chemistry. Their notes back and forth have been really cute. I like seeing them interacting with each other, but it almost kind of feels a little bit insta-lovey, which isn't my favorite. And also, I know that it's kind of been explained in the book, but I just don't really understand why we're at war. I know that it's because these certain gods have like beef with each other, and so they're kind of like making humans fight for them. but I don't really understand why the gods are fighting. I feel like I'm gonna have a really hard time figuring out a rating for this book. Also, I feel like something bad is about to happen and I'm really nervous. Like, it's good and I can tell that it's a good book and I can see why people like it, but right now I just kind of feel like a few steps above meh. Maybe not that low, like it's feeling kind of like a 3.5 or like a 3.75, even though I don't do quarter ratings. I don't know, I feel really conflicted. I'm just gonna keep reading though. Keisha and Yvette are doing reading sprints right now, so I've been watching those, and I've also been doing some client work. I don't know what it is, but every single year since I've been doing freelance illustration stuff, February is like my busiest month for some reason, which is great. I love like having work and stuff, but it is just like weird to me. I'm like, what is it about February? So I've been trying to catch up on client work, so I feel like reading sprints and this audiobook have been really good for that, with kind of like passing the time and stuff. Also, as you saw earlier, I got my new chair. It's very cute and it works perfectly for the desk. It's not like the comfiest chair I've ever sat in, but it's not comfy. But I like that it swivels and I like that I can change the height and stuff. And I obviously had to get it in pink. We also just got Travis a desk because we gave his old desk to his brother that's living with us so that he can use it for studying and stuff. So we got him a new desk and also a new chair. The desk got here today with my chair. We still need to put it together, and then his chair should be here sometime later this week, I think. And I think we're gonna put it right here because this is just like extra crap, you know? Also tomorrow we're doing X's and O's reading sprints on Jesse's channel, so that's gonna be super fun. But yeah, I will just talk to you tomorrow. I'm in the same spot, but it's the next day. I'm doing this update like super late in the day. It's like 9 o'clock right now. We just barely finished up sprints on Jesse's channel for the readathon. I'm gonna insert some clips of the live show because it was so funny. Jesse had this game planned and it was like book bachelors, like there were different guys. It was like a dating show kind of thing that she did with books that were on our TBR. It was so good, so I'll put some clips in right here.
Hello, welcome to the X's and O's reading sprints. So we're going to play a game. We will be playing a very wholesome game called Dating Game. Who is going first? None other than Lena.
Lena's eyes got so big.
I'm going to send Lena's first question, and whenever she's ready, she can read the question, and we will see what the bachelors have to say.
If you had one, what would your stage name be?
Alrighty, so bachelor number 1, let's hear your response.
Oh my gosh, my stage name? Probably your soulmate.
Your soulmate. Interesting.
Oh my god.
All right, bachelor number 2.
I'd probably have to say Party Presley.
Party Presley. Okay. And bachelor number 3.
Is it weird to call myself Chef Pepperoni?
Oh. Ay caramba.
Wait, Zoe's comment saying, is that SpongeBob?
See, I can't even see the comments because I have like 1,000 like screens up.
Okay, well, they're dying and they're loving this. My soul flew right out of my fucking body when that voice started.
Jesse's like the queen of games for live shows, so it was so much fun. I also got a good amount of reading done. I made it to page 64 in the 7-year slip, and I'm really loving this. I really feel like it might be 5 stars. It follows the main character Clementine, who works in publishing, and she recently has moved into her late aunt's apartment. And her aunt has always kind of told her that the apartment is magic. And so she's kind of getting to find that out now that she's living in it. One day she wakes up and there's a guy living in the apartment. And when she checks everything around her in the apartment, it's stuff that hasn't been in her aunt's house since before she passed. And then she looks at the calendar and it's 7 years in the past. And the guy said that her aunt offered to let him stay there for the summer while he's going job hunting. And so they're gonna be kind of like living in the apartment together when the apartment flashes back to the 7-year in the past timeline. And right now he's cooking her dinner for the first time. And he's a chef. He wants to be working in like a really famous restaurant in New York. This is set in New York City. There's also a couple of other kind of magical things about the apartment other than like it being able to like time travel. There are 2 pigeons. They're on the cover right here. And the aunt says that they're like immortal. Like they just are always there and they're always the same pigeons. And she named one of them Mother and the other one Fucker, which I think is really funny. But her name is Clementine and he calls her Lemon. And this is just so cute. I'm loving like their banter and their conversations that they're having. I just can already feel the chemistry between them. And I also really love her relationship with her aunt. Hearing about how loving and kooky and unique her aunt was and how well they got along. And her aunt in the current day timeline has recently passed away. And so Clementine is having a really hard time with that. So this is also kind of exploring themes of grief. But yeah, I feel like I'm gonna love this. I'm having 5-star feelings and I'm just really excited to keep reading. Also, we got Travis's desk set up. His chair is gonna be here next week, I think. I was going to do the self-care prompt today and then I just like didn't make time for it. So I'm thinking that I'm either gonna take like a bubble bath tonight as my self-care or I might take myself thrifting tomorrow. Whichever one of those I end up doing, I'll make sure that I film it. Oh, I haven't talked about this yet. I almost forgot. I finished Divine Rivals and I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. It just wasn't as good as I was wanting it to be. I can understand why people really love this, and I think I was talking to Gwen about this and like the other girls in the Fab Five before the live show started. Gwen just recently read this for her book club and she said that she thinks that people that aren't really fantasy readers really like this book because it's kind of like a little fun introduction to fantasy. It's not too heavy on the fantasy, but as a fantasy girly, I just kind of wanted more from it. I did really enjoy the magical elements that there were, and Gwen also kind of helped me understand the reasoning behind the war that's happening between the gods and stuff. But even still, I'm just kind of like, really? I just kind of didn't really understand why they were all risking their lives. I know that some of it is because it's out of their control to some degree, but I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. It also might have been because since there wasn't as much fantasy, it was just really more heavy on like the historical fiction vibes, which isn't my favorite genre. And also I'm not a huge fan of following journalists, which both of the main characters were. So I don't think I'm going to be continuing in the series. I do want to try Rebecca Ross's other books though. I think her other one is called The River Enchanted, and I've heard really good things about it. So I'll be reading that one, but unfortunately this one wasn't a favorite. It was still really good though. Like I gave it a 3.5, so I liked it. It's just not a new all-time favorite or anything. I think the writing style was good, but it just kind of overall too felt a little bit insta-lovey to me. I almost kind of think that I would have liked the book to be a little bit longer to have given the characters more time to like really get to know each other more, because I didn't really get that when I was reading about them falling in love. Still glad that I read it though, and I'm excited to talk to everybody about it tomorrow at book club. I just got home and I wanted to do a little TJ Maxx haul. I don't really know if that counted as self-care because I was so stressed the entire time I was out shopping. It was so busy, but I did get some cute stuff. They finally had like some cute fun sheets that were king sized, so I got these. I got these really cute little napkins. I don't really know when I'm gonna use these, but they were only $3 and I thought they were too cute to pass on. I got this like ice cream cookie scoop. It's brass or gold or whatever color this is, and I thought it was like extra cute. So I got this for when I make cookies. I got this cute little cup. It's like a glass, like little flowery cup. Has a glass straw and a little wood lid. I don't have any cups like this yet, and I feel like all of the cool girlies have them, plus it was pink. I got this vitamin C serum because I ran out of my last vitamin C serum. I'm trying to find a good one that's like affordable. I don't really know if I trust the skincare section of TJ Maxx, but I thought I would just try this. This last thing that I got is a candle. Look how cute this is. It's like a little terracotta house. And to me, it smells like California. Like whenever I go there in the summer, like this is the smell that I picture. I don't know why. Maybe it smells like anthropology or something. On my way back from running errands, I called Travis and I was like, do you want to go get some plants? Because since we just built his desk, it's kind of like empty right now, and Travis really likes plants, so I was like, we should go get some to put on your desk. Plus I needed a replacement one for our bathroom, so we got a few things. We got a little tiny like just regular pothos, Travis picked out a little tiny snake plant. He also picked this little tiny heart-shaped philodendron. I picked out a big heart leaf philodendron for the bathroom. And then I also picked out this Swiss cheese monstera. They're so cute, and I know that I can keep all of these alive. So that's the main thing that I was looking for. Finished Snapdragon. It was really cute and I really enjoyed the art style. It also went in a direction that I didn't really think it was going to go. Not that I knew anything about this book in the first place. It was really sweet. It had a lot of great themes and messages and representation. The only thing I didn't love about this is that there's a lot of depictions and themes of animal death, which is really triggering for me in books, so I just kind of tried to like zone out and skim over those sections. So just be aware of that before going in, but I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. I haven't read any more of the 7-Year Slip. I want to read more tonight. It'll be after the Readathon wrap-up live show. That's actually starting in a few minutes here, so I'm about to hop on those. Jessie has some games planned for us, and I think we're also going to be talking about the books that we read this week. And I still have till the end of the day. So far, I read 2 of my 3 TBR books. I still have to the end of the day to maybe finish the 7-Year Slip, but I'm loving it so much that I don't want to rush it. So I might just kind of like stretch that one out over the next couple of days. thought it was only fitting to end the video where it started, in my car. It's a few days later, the readathon has been over for a while, but I finally finished the 7-Year Slip. So good. Such a good book. An easy 5 stars. The ending made me cry, and then I cried again reading the author's note. But I loved all of the relationships in this book, both platonic and romantic. I loved seeing Clementine and Ewan together. Do you say his name just like Ewan McGregor? Like Obi-Wan Kenobi? Is that the same name? Anyway, I loved their relationship. I loved seeing them get closer, just spending time together at her aunt's apartment. I loved her relationship with her aunt. I thought it was so special and also just heartbreaking hearing about the grief that she's gone through after her aunt's passing. I also loved Clementine's relationships with her friends. I loved the scenes that had them together. I also really loved what was said in this book about how change is okay and how people can change on their own and also in relationships. It made me think about how different of a person I am from when I first started dating Travis. I also liked what it kind of had to say about it's never too late to change, whether that be to like change your opinion about someone or career paths. Like, change is okay and it's not always bad. As a person who doesn't like change, that was good for me to hear. I loved the author's note as a whole, but I specifically loved the part where it talked about books being time capsules, and that the version of myself that read this book for the first time won't be the same one that rereads it again in the future. And I really relate to that because for a lot of books, especially audiobooks, I can really attach like what was going on in my life with the book that I was reading. For most books, I can pick them up and be like, oh yeah, this was going on in my life while I was reading this. Especially with my job being an illustrator, I listen to a ton of audiobooks while I'm drawing. And so sometimes I can look at a drawing and be like, oh yeah, I remember this part of this specific book while I was drawing this part of the picture. And it's just kind of weird and fun to think about what version of myself I will be when I revisit this again in the future. I just really loved what she had to say about all of that. I loved the apartment so much. It was definitely its own character, and it felt so vivid to me. Like, I wish so badly that I could spend a night in the apartment. I want to sit in the armchair, and I want to take a bubble bath in the clawfoot bathtub. I want to drink wine while I eat Alfredo that's never the same twice. This is definitely a new all-time favorite book. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like I'm still kind of like raw from reading it, but I loved this so much. 5 stars. And I definitely recommend it. There are quite a few triggers that go with this book, so if you have any big ones, I would recommend maybe looking into them before picking this one up. This was such a fun, magical time. Also pretty spicy. Like, not too much, but I was blushing a little bit. It was very fun. Also, since it's been a few days, Travis and I got the call that our pottery was done, firing, so we got to go pick up the stuff that we painted. This is how Travis's plant pot turned out. The colors turned out really good and super vibrant, and on the underneath of the pot, he painted 4 stars, and they represent me and the 3 cats that we've had together, which is so sweet. Travis is very sentimental, and I thought that was a really sweet little touch that he put on his little pottery piece. And when we got home, I immediately put a plant in it because I wanted it to be complete so that we could put it on his new desk and stuff. It's very cute. And then this is how my mug turned out. I'm really happy with it. I really like the colors. I did a frog on it. There's lots of flowers and bows. Can you tell? I'm in my bow era right now. I'm a little bit obsessed, but anyway, I think it turned out really cute. I'm so glad that I get to add it to my mug collection. I also just wanted to say thank you for everyone that made me feel so special on my birthday, whether you messaged me or posted on stories or sent me something. I just really appreciate you. I love all of you. Also, thank you again so much to Jessie for asking me to be a co-host again this year, and thank you to the rest of the Fab Five for being awesome co-hosts and for being my besties. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Appalachian sunrise.